My dark and lovely souls, not every awakening is simple. Some break you open beautifully. This reading is the sacred madness that is calling you. Within everyone, within each creature, each being, mortal, divine, or the rest, there is a madness, an obsession, a singular thought that drives us and compels us. If we understand our madness, if we understand our obsession, and what brings us to it, we can learn to harness that, take its energy, and add it to our own magic, add it to our own spirituality. And what I would like to find out tonight for you is, what is your sacred madness? What is the obsession, the insanity that drives you in the dark, in the shadowy places of your mind that you might not even know about? So, using this deck of tarot cards, shuffle neatly, and perhaps just a little guidance from the spirits, because we might need them separately tonight. We will find out and explore that together. So, let's shuffle one more time, just like so, and think about liking and subscribing if you don't mind. I'm going to hit the card deck, blow on it, and I'm going to pull 3 cards. The first card I pull is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is a card about growth, harvesting, the abundance coming in, the blossoming, the taking of a thing. And the Page of Pentacles. Let me pull the other card before I make the decision. And then the Queen of Wands. My dark and lovely soul, it is in your passion to create that you fire your own beauty. And this, and that's kind of a general statement, but I have to remind you that I read for many people, not just one. So this will resonate, this will feel differently to different people, because each of us has our own unique madness, our own unique calling, the thing that burns our blood or keeps us up at night. For you, it's in the creation of a thing. This could be in the creation of art, a book, a story, a poem. It could be how you mold clay with your hands. It could be whatever you find sacred. You bring that about. It becomes sacred to you. Like as a farmer would take the dirt and they take it in their hands and it's sacred because they grow things, they make that. Or a preacher would take the Bible and they would, take it in their hands, and that is sacred to them. They would love that. Whatever is sacred to you, this fires your passion. And when that does, that stirs your blood, that heats you up, that makes you more of an attractive person. This could translate. And this I also get, my dark and lovely souls, and forgive me for this. This is also a sensual vibe that comes with this. Like your art or poetry might definitely take a sensual direction, or you might put a lot of sensual, seductive energy into said things. This is where your obsession comes from, the madness. It might echo dreams and fantasies that you might have in different levels and different, you get what I mean, my dark and lovely souls. Let's pull 2 more cards. 6 of Wands. And the Knight of Wands. Do you see how we have transformed from what we create to firing our passion? You can't even make that up, right? Here we start with 2 earth-based cards. We have the 7 of Pentacles, which I always call it the guy who's growing his weed card, right? Because it looks like the bush coming in and he's looking at his crop. And then we have the Page of Pentacles, which is usually taking new ideas, new wealth, things like that. These are both very earth, materialistic things that are created or built. And from this, you just glow up from it with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is the most alluring queen in the deck. People look at her. She's got that flush to her skin, the crimson in her lips. And you're triumphant in it. It just fires your passion. That's your obsession, but you probably already know this. This is the madness that drives you. You are the witch that stays up in the middle of the night furiously painting Bob Ross style. Because that's so fast. I love Bob Ross. You're up writing poetry like Hemingway, my dark and lovely soul. It's very cool. He would write so fast, he wouldn't even just throw the page away, just you didn't have to figure them out later, right? Because you just do one page after the other at a typewriter, right? And just hammer it out. That's the kind of chaotic, abundant energy. And God forbid your partner walks in when you're doing this, because then you're going to take a break. Because that's where I hate to put it that way, but that's real strong with this energy. That's where your passion comes from, right? When you're creating, when you're moved by song or poetry or dance or whatever that is that drives you, this madness, this obsession, it just fuels you and it causes you charisma, and just, it's really kind of a beautiful thing, my dark and lovely souls. And that's how you express love as well. With the 2 of Cups, not only do you love doing it, but that's how your love energy kind of expresses to others. Which, I mean, if you were a writer, you would write your spouse a poem, or your partner a poem, paint him a picture or something like that, dance for him, whatever that is. However you create yourself, or grow them like a flower. Grow them like a flower is how I mastered English. Yeah. But you get what I mean. My dark and lovely souls, your passion to create is not just a passion to create physical things. It stokes the passion in your soul, which is also your primal, more sexual passion, for lack of a better word. And you should really indulge that. You should let that happen. You should be creative with that. Let's pull 2 more cards and then we'll call it, all right? Queen of Pentacles. Because see how the fire and the love, that's amazing. Because you should indulge that. You should make that real. The cards can't even... That's the universe reaffirming. You have all these thoughts, imagination, stuff like that. Just make it real. Take your art and your passions and stuff like that and put it in yourself. And just kind of project yourself out. You'll be amazed what happens with that. 4 of Swords. I do not know. That's why I flipped it, why the 4 of Swords decided to throw himself in here. Let's pull 1 more card and find out. And then the 8 of Wands. Indulge your passions as you indulge your creativity. And then after you have explored your passions and you've explored your creativity, and I'm saying this in the most internet-friendly ways, because you want to do both. You want to live in your artistic vibrancy and be virile in it. I don't know the best way to put that, but you get what I mean, right? Then rest. Then that's like where you collapse on the ground, all sweaty and stuff like that. And then I promise you, after you get up again, right, when you wake up in the morning, after you have exhausted yourself and there's nothing left in you, if you just indulge your madness like just a mad woman or a madman all through the night, you will wake up not only reinvigorated with the happiness in your soul and all that kind of good stuff, but you'll be abloom with new ideas and new creativity for an endless cycle of a flower that eternally blooms and dies each night, right? It's pretty freaking rad. It's pretty cool. And it's kind of and poetic and all that kind of stuff. So be a stark raving mad woman. Be an insane man walking down the street, just loving life and embracing their art and their and like whatever it is. Like go to random strangers and tell them how beautiful they are in prose. Paint pictures on the sides of walls. I mean, don't do stuff that's going to get you guys arrested. But seriously, explore your art, whatever drives you to create. And in the creation of what you're creating, remember that creates your passion as well. And once you have that, indulge it. And it's just an eternal cycle of bliss and creation, my dark and lovely souls. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that better than just like going to work on Thursday and then hitting the subway after? I think so. Indulge your creativity. Be a magical person. Be a force of nature and passion. Just love in the world. I think that's cool. My name is Lenny Graves. You can find me at the Lenny Graves on TikTok and YouTube. And you can find me at Dysfunctional Enlightenment on Facebook and Instagram. And I would love to see you there. And if you like the way I read cards, and I hope you do, check out thelennygraves.com. I do tarot card readings. I sell spells, books, all that kind of good stuff, offer services. And I would love to see you there. My dark and lovely souls, don't accept any substitutes either. There are a lot of people pretending to be me on the internet. I never solicit readings and comments or direct messages, or I don't friend request people either. That's not me. The only way to get a reading from me is through my store, My Dark and Lovely Soul. You are a fine, amazing, creative person. Go out there and blow people away. Go out there and just be that wonderful dervish, just spinning through the streets all fire and ecstasy.